doing the opposite grabbed the attention. We got the phone calls to our offices that other professional firms did not. We made more sales, they did not. We stood out, they did not. I did the exact opposite of what everybody else said do. Oh, by the way, your family and your friends, they said Bitcoin's a scam, right? Oh, they said Bitcoin is a nothing burger. Do the opposite. Someone like myself who is not a good student, I was not a good student back then. I've become, as an adult, I've become to love education because I educate myself on topics that I enjoy. But back in middle school, high school, growing up, college, I did not study much. And I didn't have very good skills when it comes to writing and grammar. And this gentleman standing up in this seminar is saying, you actually, if you are really good at English or really good at writing, you probably will be bad in this business. I'm like, what? And I learned that if I could just write like a regular, like I talk like a regular communication and learn the skill of salesmanship in print, I could have a business. And as Les Brown, you may not know him, he's a famous motivational speaker, one of my favorites from back in the day. Les Brown said, it's possible. You can achieve whatever you want, but it's possible. And I could hear Les Brown in my head as I'm listening to this guy going, it's possible. I actually believe that I could do this. I actually can do it. I can start a business. I could sell information. I actually believed. Here's what most people don't run in a business. Most entrepreneurs don't believe what they are supposed to be able to do, that they actually can do it. They believe other people can do it. They believe that person, oh, they're smart, or they're experienced, or they're this. They don't believe they can do it. And it gave me a tremendous amount of belief that I could do what this gentleman was saying, and I could do it, and I believed it. Look, if you don't believe in yourself, find somebody else who does. Somebody else will believe in you and step in for you until you can believe in yourself. Somebody will stand on their belief about you. It's your mom, your dad, your brother, your friend, your pastor. Somebody will believe for you if you can't believe. It might take you a minute to get up and move in the right direction and start going in there. And that's good. It's no problem with that, if that's what it takes. But you will eventually need to believe for yourself. But in the meantime, ask others to believe for you. There are business leaders who know nothing about Bitcoin and will give you passionate advice on why you should not invest in it and how you should not waste your time. Who cares what they think? They don't know anything. They don't have an informed opinion. And if they have an informed opinion, they probably have a business that's going to be dramatically impacted by Bitcoin and put them out of business. And so they're saying as much negative things as they can. By the way, that's a real thing. There are people on TV, online, you'll see on social media talking negative things about Bitcoin purposefully because their livelihood is getting messed up because of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is taking over. And so they are trying to stop the flood from wiping them out. Okay, there's all kinds of reasons people say weird stuff. Just because other people say stuff about Bitcoin doesn't mean they're right, or whatever. Don't take my word for it. Go learn your own, have your own Bitcoin education. Bitcoin is the most important technology advancement of our lifetime. That's a big saying. That's saying something. Like that's a large statement. And prove me wrong. Other people don't know. You may not know. Go do the work. Spend a couple of hours, 10 hours at least. Well, 10 hours, that's crazy. How would I spend 10 hours? What, you got 100,000 hours left in your life? 30, 40, 50,000, however many hours you have in your life. I don't know what the math is. You got a lot of life ahead of you. Can you not spend 10 hours to learn about the most important technology advancement of our life? We're in this land called Bitcoin. And Bitcoin and the Bitcoin network is complete game changer. It's so much different. Is it a protocol, like a platform? Yeah, it's like the internet, but it's the internet of money. And the internet was for information. This is money. This is impacting the global 200 plus nations. This is having an impact on how we exchange goods and services, how we buy and sell, how we save, how do we hold our wealth without getting ripped away from inflation and everything. Bitcoin is a much bigger deal. Bitcoin is not crypto, by the way. I'm not talking about crypto. I'm talking about Bitcoin only. 99% of most of what you hear about the crypto world is not what I recommend and get involved in. I'm not going to go there and talk about that right now. I'm going to only talk about Bitcoin, and there's a difference, which is another video we'll talk about the differences. Bitcoin is the greatest, will be, and is right now, and it's happening right now, the greatest wealth transfer in human history. We're in a gold rush. I use gold rush because that's what you understand what I mean, but gold is like, I mean, it's a Bitcoin rush. Between now and November of 2034, 99% of all the Bitcoin on Earth will be mined. So right now, there's 21 million Bitcoin, total, capped, infinite, finite. Finite. You cannot have more than that. There's 19.5 million already mined. Between now and November of 2034, 99% will have been mined. After that, I think it's 2,140 years. That year is when the last Bitcoin will be mined. So if there's ever to get a time to get some Bitcoin and ever to learn about it and ever to participate, there are going to be the haves and the have-nots. Have Bitcoin, don't have Bitcoin. You talk about a wealth gap, it's going to be ridiculous. You got Bitcoin, you don't have Bitcoin. That is happening right now. I am not going to screw up and do a strike 3. Strike 1 was the internet for me. Strike 2 was social media for me. Strike 3 is not going to be Bitcoin for me. I am going to participate in this. Nobody's even talking about a permissionless. Nobody has to ask permission to use Bitcoin. And something that's instant, it settles instantly. The funds automatically, the money can be put in micropayments. There's 100 million sats in one Bitcoin. That's like saying 100 cents in $1. It's 100 million Satoshis or sats in one Bitcoin. Those little bitty sats are going to be these micropayments for these AI agents to not ask permission of a human, but they're going to pay each other and do work automatically. Nobody's even talking about this. Why can't they just use the dollar or some other fiat money that some other nation? Well, fiat money's broken. It's debt. It's full. You have to. I mean, you have to get an identification, and you have to say who you are to use it. It takes weeks or days or months or whatever to settle. There's chargebacks if you actually try to use. There's high fixed costs. You can't use micropayments for as little like you can with Bitcoin. It's completely different. AI is not going to use fiat money. AI is going to use Bitcoin or something built on top of Bitcoin, which is already in existence right now. So why aren't we having the conversation that relates to Bitcoin? Bitcoin and AI are going to be buddies. Money has to go somewhere. You have trillions of dollars that's bad money that's leaking, losing value. It's like getting shot in the gut and you're bleeding out. You can't stop it. That money is bleeding out, and money in these banks and these different assets are losing value. It's not just the dollar's the good place compared to the other currencies around the earth. The dollar's decent compared to everybody else. And all these other nations, everybody is hemorrhaging money. It has to go someplace. It's going to go to Bitcoin. Oh, you can say, I wish I bought Bitcoin at $10 or $100. I wish I bought it at $1,000 or $10,000. Bro, it doesn't matter. $60,000 is going to be like a rounding error. We're going to watch Bitcoin and it's going to be like, well, we're watching our market today and Bitcoin's up $65,000 today. Oh, it's down. Sorry, it went back down 70,000. Oh, it's up 100 an hour later. It's no big deal. It's going to be, because it's going to be so big, 60,000 is going to be nothing. Why is this? It's because Bitcoin is limited. It's the only asset on the planet that is finite. There's no more of them. You can't say that about anything else. We got this thing called AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, we can make money in our business, and we can have AI actually help us with our productivity. And thirdly, we actually, once we make money, we make it more productive, we make more money, we can actually protect our money with Bitcoin. This is the trifecta. This is the secret nobody's talking about. Make money, expand it or scale it with AI, then protect it with Bitcoin. Secret trifecta. Why? Because inflation is killing the purchasing power in real time of everything we're doing in our business. Okay, fiat money is bleeding. Our dollars are going down in value. If we use those weak dollars to buy the strongest money on the planet, Bitcoin grows exponentially too. AI is already helping us expand and grow exponentially. It builds wealth faster as long as we're not building our wealth with fiat, broken dollars, the money that's in debt, losing value each day, each week, each month, depending on what nation and what currency you're using, is how bad it's going. You can leverage at a whole new level now. When we stack Bitcoin, for what I'm recommending for my clients, I help them grow their current offerings so they get more cash flow that week. We take that money, more cash flow, and we buy Bitcoin with it. We make that Bitcoin, and that's going to exponentially go up, but it's protected money. It's not going to go down. You worked, you did something, you provided a service. Why would you put your time and effort into something that's deteriorating in value? You put it in Bitcoin, so it's not going to go down, it's going to go up, and you sprinkle the AI juice on there, and you actually will be more productive with all of your ad campaigns and all the ways you're making money. The trifecta of using weak money to buy the new Bitcoin and then using AI to expand, that is this secret trifecta that nobody's talking about. Now I've got a plan. I am putting away, I'm taking this weak money and I'm putting it away and buying Bitcoin. I am watching that exponentially go up. I run a consulting coaching business, and AI comes into the world like it was all the rage, right? Well, I'm like, all the rage is fine, but I got to do something with it. So I took all of 25 years, almost 30 years worth of material of videos and audios and seminars and books and online courses and emails. I mean, it was over 1 million words, and made my own coaching AI bot and leveraged that. So I am now taking broken money that's losing value, and I'm buying the strongest money, Bitcoin. That's exponentially going up. I am expanding my services by having a AI robot deliver services for me. Funny thing, it does it better than me. It remembers stuff that I said 18 years ago or 15 years ago or something, and gives answers that I completely forgot about that I used to teach. That's amazing. Like, AI doesn't forget. I look at Bitcoin and I look at this technical revolution, the Bitcoin network. This is the big one. This is the one that is bigger than the internet, is bigger than social media, it's bigger than the invention of the wheel. This is bigger than electricity. This is bigger than steel, oil, energy. It's bigger than trains and planes and automobiles. Money is so much of a bigger category. I am not going to miss out on this. I don't care if I'm a tech dinosaur, okay? Money is too big of a category for me to miss on this. Every government on the earth for the last, for 5,000 years, how long you want to go back, has issued a currency. It could have been seashells, it could have been rocks, it could have been copper coins, it could have been dollars, it could have been peso, whatever it was. After a period of time, you just have to go out long enough, in every case, the money went bad. The government overissued because they had the power to issue more, and they inflated the currency, and it went bad. Oh no, there's not one exception. There's not two exceptions. There's not five. 0 exceptions. COVID happens, and I'm watching the news like everybody else, and I see everybody, we're going to stay home for 2 weeks. 2 weeks turn into be longer, and we, leave your work. The economy's tanking. Nobody has any money. The government decides to pass a bunch of laws, and there's a big fat multiple trillion dollar. And my kids are sitting there watching the thing with me, and they said they're going to send everybody a check. And the kids are like, oh, that sounds great. We're going to get some free money. And I said, kids, this is not good. This is not good. We all are going to pay for this through inflation a year, 2 years down the road. It's just math. It just is what happens. And so when someone hands you free money that's just printed, there's consequences. But then later on, they said on the news, I'm not sure how much further out, someone gave a statistic. It might have been the second stimulus, after the second stimulus. In an 18-month period, the United States had printed more money than the previous 245 years combined. That woke my brain up. I was like, what? We just printed more money in the last year and a half than our whole nation's existence? Something's wrong. Something is about to happen. I'm like, this ain't right. That's when I decided there has to be something out there that is a solution. Like, there's got to be something that we can do.